Hi, Sharks. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Kenny, and we're from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
We're two originals
who met at Indiana University.
yes, got married and had the remix.
Then we had the encore.
And finally, we dropped the mic.
Mic drop.
Yes.
And together we all make Kaans Designs.
Kaans Designs is a parenthood lifestyle brand on a mission to encourage and inspire families to get in the picture. Our popular tees have been seen on celebrities, athletes, and even Oprah's favorite things.
Twice.
Our family works hard to make your memories a little more special.
Creating matching apparel and accessories, we capture the essence of shared moments.
So Sharks, grab a tee and your crew. We'd love to welcome you to the family.
It's a very...
We are back with another Shark Tank breakdown. I am Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from patents, trademarks, trade secrets, as well as copyrights. And this is an interesting one. First off, a shout out. I got some family in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Shout out to someone who's in the Midwest. A lot of times it seems like we see a lot of these pitches and they're from people out west or down south or whatever the case may be. But we have some people in the Midwest. I'm in the great state of Michigan. They are our neighbors. What's that to the west there? Southwest in Indiana. Like I said, I have some family in Indiana, some good times out there. And again, Mark Cuban actually went to IU, Indiana University. So we'll see if kind of how that plays a part of this whole pitch. The fact that they are kind of both alumni of the same institution. It seems like IU, man, they're expected to have a good football team, not to kind of get too far off the rails here. And they got kind of popped pretty good yesterday by Ohio State. But again, putting that to the side, the three things that I look for, plus the bonus, is how simple is the product or business. T-shirt company seems like pretty straightforward. How effective is it? Now, a lot of times the effectiveness is going to come by the reviews as well as the sales. I'm not sure if they actually said what they're looking for as far as a percentage, but you know, it'd be interesting what the valuation of the company is. And then the last thing is the market. Now, we all know, if I'm being honest, and again, I don't watch these things ahead of time. I try to give you guys my real, raw, authentic thoughts in real time. And we know that it's a lot of T-shirt companies. So that's the market is definitely saturated from a T-shirt company perspective. Not saying that you can't be successful having a T-shirt company, because again, you can be, but I think you have to kind of build your community. And it seems like that's what they're trying to do with Kaans Designs, I think they said. But again, we know that the T-shirt company is saturated. You know, we'll see what the Sharks think about the fact that, again, it's a T-shirt company, because it's almost like you've seen them one, you've seen them all. But I would imagine that they have some sales that can persuade the Sharks to kind of make them an offer. And then a fourth one, and a maybe bonus one, is the IP. We all know that this intellectual property stuff is important. While this video is going on, I will kind of look up and see whether or not they have Kaans Designs, if they have that trademarked. Because again, my whole thing is I want to make sure you guys are building your house on great foundation. And what that means is getting your IP protected at the beginning, whether it's a trademark, whether it's a patent, a trade secret, whether it's a copyright, getting it protected at the beginning, because we all want to make $1 million or have all these sales. And with those type success comes, you know, the envy and the infringement, and you want to make sure that your stuff is protected at the beginning, so that once that does happen, you are protected and you have some recourse for that. So again, how simple is the product? How effective is it? What's the market like? And then that fourth and bonus one is the IP, whether or not you're protecting your IP. And to the extent is all those are checked, you stand a chance to have a rocket and make a ton of money on this thing. To the extent that one or more is not checked, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're completely out the picture. Your business is not going to do anything. You can still make hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, but you may not make tens of millions of dollars or have an exit of 9 figures, $100 million plus. So those are some of my initial thoughts. Please hit the like button if you haven't already, as well as hit the subscribe button if you are not already a part of the IP community. I would love to have you a part of the IP community. We will get back to this video to see what they say, what the Sharks think. And then at the end, we will kind of check out the website and see what that's all about. So let's go.
Right.
Cute concept.
Wait, what was your
Thank
ask?
you so much.
What are you asking for?
I'm so sorry. We are seeking $75,000 for a 15% stake in our company.
So the quality is really nice. I'm holding the sweatshirt, and it's very soft on the inside.
Yes, quality is a huge
very
thing for
nice.
us.
So tell me how it works. You don't keep inventory for all these different versions, do you?
We actually hold blank inventory and we
I gotcha.
screen print them
Okay,
as
you
the
screen
orders
print it
come in.
as got
As
it.
we go.
Correct.
Yep.
The whole thing comes down to how do you acquire customers? Because there's others doing this, and the key to success is low customer acquisition costs and return business, so that your return on ad spend goes up. And that's really the model, because there's nothing proprietary about what you're doing.
Absolutely. Currently, our cost of acquisition is around $9.37, but we do have a 30% customer return rate.
Okay.
So-
So if you spend $1,000 on advertising on any of the digital platforms, do you make a return on that?
We do. Last time it was like a 5X for
5X.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
5X.
What's your margin on these products?
The adult shirts, we make them for $5.12. And then the kids shirts we make for $4.24.
Yeah.
We sell the adult shirts for $26 and we sell the kids shirts for $21.
Okay, that's
Those
good
are
margins.
reasonable prices.
Yeah.
So you're actually profiting on a 5X ROAS. So it's a
Right.
pretty decent return. Is it consistently 5X on ROAS?
Not always a 5X. During our highest seasons, which is usually around Father's Day and during the holidays, on average, we're averaging about a 3X.
Tell us about yourself and how this business came to be.
Before getting into this business in 2014, I was a high school English teacher, and my husband, Kenny,
I was in social work.
Okay,
right.
great, love
And
it.
so we started this business while I was out on maternity leave. I lost my mom when I was
Sorry.
21 years old. She was 40. She died in 07 on Mother's Day. It was sudden.
Is that your mom there?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh,
And it's actually the only picture we have together.
Oh.
And so I wanted to create matching apparel that forced you to get in the picture. Our tagline is get in the picture. That's where it stemmed from. I wanted
Ah,
to
I love that.
create a brand that forced you to document those memories.
And this was your inspiration to get her in
it
the
became
picture.
my
Get in the picture.
mission to make sure that you're going to take a picture in my shirt. You're going to take a picture
Absolutely.
surrounded by your family.
What I
100%.
love is I love how cute the concept
you.
is.
So how cute are the sales?
Our sales, our lifetime sales are 3.2 million.
Nice.
What about
yeah.
this year?
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Over what period of time?
So that 3.2 million is from 2016.
What about this
on.
year? What will you do this year in total sales?
This year, I believe that we'll hit around 280 to 300,000. We are up from last year.
Okay, your margins are close to 80%.
Yes.
So to get that 300,000 sales, how many dollars will you have to spend, do you think?
Right now, we're only spending about 5% in revenue on ads, and that's just because just cash flow. That's why we need a
So
shark.
are you breaking even on this 300K in sales?
No, we were profitable
Yeah.
last year. We
We're
were
profitable.
profitable at 44,000.
Why do you need a shark?
Our issue and why we're here today is that we can't produce fast enough for what our customers are
And you
asking
make
us
to
for.
order. So I think actually that's a good thing to hear, to the extent that you don't have a warehouse sitting full of
No,
a
we're
whole
actually in
bunch
our
of different
garage.
odd sizes.
We're
Right,
making this out
right.
of our home garage. The issue is expanding our product category. Once they go through the sets, they don't have anything else to buy.
So how much of your own money did you put in to start the business?
Actually, I borrowed $200 from my dad.
Yeah.
I haven't paid him back yet, but I'm going to.
We're working on it.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. If I could do
Well, how are we gonna get back 75,000 if you ain't paid dad?
you will get your money back. You know, we'll talk to my dad.
Guys, I look at it as a business that you can probably even get to 2 million. And so that would supply you with a pretty good cash flow each year of $500,000 pre-tax. That's the goal of this business. I don't think there's room for an investor. I really don't. You can't go to retail. The margins aren't big enough. Guys, it's
But
not
I
for me.
think
It's not
that-
for me. I'm out.
I do want to stop you really quickly. And again, some things that I love that they're doing. Number one, they're not just selling you a shirt that has some type of saying on it. They're kind of selling you the shirt where if you buy the original shirt that they have, you have to pretty much buy every shirt. And I love the concept that I think Lori was talking about, where you have to buy shirts for the entire family. You're not just buying one shirt for the mom or one shirt for the dad. You're most likely, and at least it seems like their concept is, you're going to buy a shirt for the first kid, the second kid, the third kid, all the kids as well as the parents, so that everybody can get in the picture. And I love that model just because you're buying shirts for everyone as opposed to one-off shirts, two-off shirts. Again, I think that's something different compared to what you get as far as, hey, man, just buy this T-shirt with this saying on there or this phrase on there or this logo on there. You're actually kind of buying something that's more family oriented, which you're going to benefit as a family. You're going to be able to benefit and get everybody in the family to, or at least kind of one person buying shirts for everyone in the family, which I think is going to help them out in terms of their sales, $3.2 million. Hey, I love to hear that. Over 8 years, it seems like they're going to do $300,000 projected here this year. Again, and we're talking about the American dream, and I continue to harp on this just because I really want to get this point ingrained in people's mind. She was a social teacher. She was an English teacher. He was a social worker, and they're starting a business. This is something that they can do on the side. It's not like they have to quit their job for this, at least not at the beginning. Now, hopefully, you get to a point where you're making so much money, you want to kind of dedicate all your time into it. But as an English teacher and as a social worker, you can do this on the side to make money while you're still doing your full-time job. And I'm a big proponent of that just because I don't think that jobs as are secure, number one, as they used to. You used to be able to go kind of ride it out for 30 years in a plan or whatever the case may be and retire and get pensions and things like that. Jobs are not secure like that anymore. People are letting go teachers and factory workers and union workers left and right. So you definitely want to have something else going on, your own motion, so that you're a little bit better prepared or insulated from kind of being laid off and things like that, to the extent that that does come up. Hopefully it doesn't come up. But the other thing is, you want to have something that you're doing that hopefully you can pass down. They talked about them having multiple kids. You can't pass down being a teacher or being a social worker. So, hey, build a business on the side that over the time period, over the years, you can kind of build up. And that's something that you can pass down to your kids to be able to run one day. And we're talking about generational wealth. I know that phrase is thrown out there a lot. Man, that's the way to do it. So, I love the fact that they are starting something for them, for their family, but they are also kind of doing it, even though they are English teachers and social workers and they have careers, but they're kind of doing this on the side. So I love that. And again, they're growing $3.2 million in annual sale, or kind of, from conception, and $300,000 a year. Seems like they don't have a lot of overhead. They're kind of doing this stuff out of their garage. They don't have a lot of money into it. So kudos to them. Now it'd be interesting if one of the sharks come in, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Do you think that they need a shark? Because I don't think they need a shark. It's going to be slow growth, but I don't think they need a shark. I think Kevin O'Leary was mindful of that and said that, and that's the reason why he's out. I think the other sharks are going to kind of say a similar thing. Maybe Damon John will come in because from a mentorship standpoint, but I don't think they need a shark. I think, again, it's going to be a slow growth. You don't necessarily need to give up equity within a company. It seems like it's a reasonable valuation based on making $300,000 or projected to make $300,000 a year. You're valuing a company at around $500,000, which is, I think, it's a decent valuation. But I don't think they need a shark. I think just continue to have the slow growth. And as Kevin talked about, you can get this thing to $2 million and you're profiting $400,000 or $500,000. And I think that maybe should be more of a goal, and just having that slow growth and keep grinding and pounding the pavement on this thing, as opposed to having a shark. I understand that they kind of won't help with maybe seem like distribution and some other things. But I don't know. Me personally, I don't think they need it. Those are just some of my initial thoughts as we get back to the video. I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section on what you guys think about it. But let's go.
Let me tell you, I love the design. I love the story. Quality's great. You guys are great. I wish I knew more about the fashion industry. I think there are better sharks sitting here. So I sadly say I have to be out, but I hope that someone else is in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lori. We love you, though.
Yes.
Damon, what are you going to do?
Damon, we would love you as a shark.
Man.
Come on, Damon.
I think you can grow this business yourself. You can grow this business to literally be a $5-10 million print-on-demand business. You don't need our help. So I'm going to pass on this because I think you're going to make it without me, and for that reason, I'm out.
Look, I love both of your stories. It's just too good. And so here's what I can do for you. I'd like to offer you the $75,000, but I'd like to do it as a loan, and I'd only take 10% equity off of that.
Can't beat that,
What do
man.
you think?
Very standard structure called venture debt. That's what that is.
Here's my thing: is this is not really in my wheelhouse. I love the product. I can see I'm very good at branding. You know, obviously I've grown a restaurant from one location to 800, and I got millions and millions of customers that are fanatical about our product. I can help you with some of the branding components. I'd love it if Damon, you wanted to come on and partner with this and just help out on that mentorship in the actual apparel business.
I'm there for you anytime. Absolutely, I got no problem with that.
You gonna partner?
I'm going to mentor you, but I'm not going to invest.
He'll give you
but we'll have a
advice.
great resource with Damon to be able to get some great advice and the mentorship you want.
Okay.
But you do have an offer. It's a real
do have an
cash offer. What do you want to do?
Wait. I'll defer to these guys because I think that's a better offer than I would make. And honestly, those two together, I think is a great combo. I'm out.
You're leaving us?
Mark.
So, Todd, would you be willing to go up in equity to not do a loan?
Here's what I encourage you to do. When you have a successful business and you're growing, don't give up so much equity. Look, so Raising Cane's is now a multi-billion-dollar organization. I was able to maintain the majority of my company, overwhelmingly. I own over 90% of my multi-billion-dollar valuation of the company. And so I don't want to take that, right? You're working hard. You're making this happen. This is your story. So that's why the loan comes. And I would bet on yourself. You have these orders coming up. So at less equity, longer term is more value for you and your family.
What do you want to do?
Oh my gosh. Go ahead, do it.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Hey, shout out to them. Shout out to them. I didn't realize that Raising Cane was eating like that. 800 locations. I knew it was probably $1 billion thing, but I didn't realize that it had 800 locations. And again, something that Todd says that I fully agree with. You know, a lot of times, we try to get money, but doing it at the expense of giving up equity may not be such a great thing. So I love the fact that how we structured this thing as far as, hey, I'm gonna take less of equity, that being 10%. I'm gonna give you a loan of $75,000. I want my money back. You can use it as you need to, but again, keep most of your equity. I'm a big follower of PBD, Patrick Bet David, and he kind of talked about how he sold his insurance company, and I think he owed maybe over 80% or so of the company, maybe even 90%, and he sold it for $300-400 million, and that's a big payday for him. So I love the fact that he gave that advice of, hey, man, keep majority of your equity, and to the extent that you can get a line of credit or a loan, maybe take that, because that's going to be better than kind of giving up a ton of your equity. And again, he talked about the whole generational wealth, being able to pass it down to the kids, and how you want to be able to pass majority of the company down, as opposed to having all these kind of partners that has some loans. So again, kudos to him that they got a deal on this thing. Seems like they even got maybe a mentorship partner in Damon, which I talked about before. It seems like he was maybe like, yeah, I'll mentor you guys, but it wasn't anything kind of set in stone. I know Ty was trying to kind of rope him in. He's like, hey, I'm not investing, but I'll mentor you guys whenever you need. So I'm not seeing like that was kind of up in the air as far as how that situation is going to work out. I would love to get these guys on the podcast, which I'm gonna reach out to, see if I can get them on and interview them and see kind of how that kind of partnership worked out as far as the mentorship with Damon John. But again, they did get a deal, which is I guess that's what you come on Shark Tank for, right? Is to get a deal. Let's take a look at the website really quickly. Now, this is one thing that I would say, and I would recommend to these guys is, hey, protect your IP. It seems like Kaans Designs, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure if it's Kaans or Kaans, but it seems like the Kaans, the name of the company is not a trademark. They haven't even filed for trademark protection. It definitely seems like they're using it as a trademark. So at the very least, I will put TM on this thing at the end of it, just so that you can let people know that you're using it as a brand, as a trademark. And then I will also file for trademark protection on it. And again, that's where kind of my unique perspective comes into play, because I want to see people protecting their intellectual property. Heck, you're doing $3.2 million over the last 8 years. You're going to do $300,000. You probably do more than that, given that, the push that you get from Shark Tank. So you may end up doing $400,000 or $500,000 a year on this thing. And you can afford to spend $1,000 or so filing a trademark application to get your brand protected. So that's something that I will say to these guys to, hey man, try to get that brand protected. Kaans Designs. I mean, obviously we know Raising Cane's is protected. So I'll definitely recommend you guys or push you guys to get Kaans Designs trademarked. Because again, from kind of my looking at the test database of the United States Patent and Trademark Office database, it doesn't seem like you guys have anything protected as relates to the trademark. Again, as Kevin talked about, probably no proprietary as far as trade secrets or patents, which is cool. But again, shout outs to these guys for getting a deal. And again, I know a lot of people who are doing screen print. Take a page out of these guys' book. Just don't kind of do screen prints for the sake of doing screen prints and turn it into a hustle. Kind of be a little bit more strategic about it, how you can kind of have some type of concept that rope in and really rope in a family or rope in a lot of customers and really build a community. And I think they have done that with Kaans Designs and kind of the remix, the mic drop, the original, and those different phrases or whatnot. And these are maybe some phrases that they may additionally want to look to get trademarked. That's a great thing about trademarks. You can trademark a number of things. We know Kaans Designs, it seems like they're using it as a brand identifier, which is great. So I would definitely urge them to protect that. But again, some of these other, the remix, the mic drop, some of your more staples that's going to be around, that's something that you may also kind of look to get protected as well via a trademark. So that just kind of my take on it as an intellectual property attorney who's been doing this for 10 years. Again, audience, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It seems like Lori said that the quality is there, which is a great thing. To the extent that you have purchased these things for $3.2 million in sales lifetime, it seems like there's a fair amount of you out there who have purchased the product. Let me know what you think about the product. Maybe drop a picture. I would love to kind of see and hear from you all on the product and the quality of it. And again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Please hit a like button if you enjoyed the video, as well as hit the subscribe button if you're not part of the IP community. I would love to have you part of the IP community where we talk everything intellectual property, the Shark Tank reactions. We bring on people such as the pitchers so that we can kind of tell their story or go through their story to see how they got to where they are today. We go through it in a little bit more detail than you see on Shark Tank. We break down IP lawsuits as well as kind of talk about some current events that are out in the world with regard to intellectual property. So we have a little bit of everything that goes on this channel that I talk about, and I think it'll be something that you will be able to find and kind of get down with. So those are my thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you later. Peace.